What's up, space pirates? This is your Admiral, the Dread Pirate Dr. Disaster. And you know, we've all been in a position where you rip a silent fart in a crowded room and you just kinda cross your fingers and hope that nobody notices, but naturally it ends up being silent but deadly, and everyone is grossed out.
What is that smell?
When people start pointing fingers, and a few of those fingers get pointed at you, there's a few ways to handle it. Some folks just deny.
Liar!
Other folks just lean into it because they just don't give a rat's ass.
It was me!
But it seems like Ubisoft is the sort who goes for half measures.
I can neither confirm nor deny.
Assassin's Creed Shadows is the fart in the room, folks, and while Ubisoft is trying to pretend that nobody has smelled anything behind the scenes, it sounds as if they have been busy trying to clear the air. Yasuke is the biggest source of malcontent for gamers when it comes to Assassin's Creed Shadows, and it isn't even close. And though Ubisoft has attempted to claim that when they delayed this game, it was just to fix some bugs, in actuality, it sounds as though what we suspected all along ended up being accurate. They've spent the past few months doing everything they can to minimize Yasuke in their game because they are cowards secretly running away from a mess that they made.
Get the hell out of here!
Meanwhile, for all of us who have smelled the wretched stench that these nincompoops have cooked up, our mission is to simply serve as guardians, spreading the word and preventing others from breathing in the terrible fumes.
Do not go in there. Woo!
Alright, me hearties, make sure you hit the like button on this video to ward off the algorithm monster, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't done it already. And also, don't forget to follow me on X, where my handle is Dr. Disaster 1. Anyways, let's dig into this story, which suggests that actually Ubisoft is trying to hide the hell out of Yasuke in order to avoid offending gamers and the Japanese, because, of course, the controversy has been enormous. What sounded like a good idea 4 or 5 years ago when they first conceived of this game is now looking like a terrible mistake due to the enormous cultural changes since the power of progressive political influence in the industry has waned. I mean, just think of all the things that it has become okay to talk about now versus what it felt like a few years ago. The pushback has been insane for the past few years though, and these morons at Ubisoft are now staring down the barrel of facing the consequences of chasing after an industry fad which has gone out of style after having spent many millions of dollars on it. But let's read about this rumor in this article from That Park Place, who had the exclusive on this information. There will be a link in the description for this article, but in any event, it says, a That Park Place source has confirmed that Ubisoft delayed Assassin's Creed Shadows in order to make narrative cuts that severely limit the role of Yasuke in the story. Ubisoft made headlines recently by delaying the game a whole month. Many assumed at the time that Shadows was a buggy mess, similar to Ubisoft's Star Wars Outlaws when it launched. And while that may have been true, early hands-on streams have shown more than a few glitches and bugs. We have it on good authority that there's something else going on behind the scenes, as YouTube host Skill Up mentioned after playing the game for 5 hours, he primarily played as Yasuke, but noticed that the experience was vastly different and inferior compared to playing as Naue. According to him, Yasuke lacks the same versatility, not just in combat, but also in exploration. Surprisingly, Yasuke doesn't have the same opportunities, such as climbing higher towers. This gave the impression that Yasuke is locked into a more limited, one-dimensional role within the game, and in truth, that's what we have been saying all along. That nothing about Yasuke fits in an Assassin's Creed game. First, and most obviously, the dude isn't Japanese, so he wouldn't exactly be able to blend into a crowd after hitting a target. And second of all, as a samurai, covert assassination isn't exactly what they're known for. A Japanese person as a ninja, someone like Naoi, is the only main character that ever made sense. But anyhow, reading on, the article says, that aligns with a rumor recently communicated by a That Park Place source speaking under the condition of anonymity. According to our source, the $20 million delay of Assassin's Creed Shadows was not merely to polish the game, but to shift focus away from Yasuke as the main protagonist. Evidence of this can already be seen in the marketing, where Yasuke is increasingly absent from prominent posters that feature Naoi more prominently instead. This appears to be a reaction to the backlash Ubisoft has faced, not only from longtime fans of the franchise, but also from many Japanese critics angered by Yasuke's portrayal as a far more significant historical figure than he actually was. Furthermore, rumors suggest that many of Yasuke's quests, including main and side content, have been removed or heavily altered. These cuts are reportedly intended to avoid offending Japanese audiences and historians who have criticized the game's historical inaccuracy. And I literally just spoke about this, talking about how we all kinda suspected all along that the delay in Assassin's Creed Shadows was not to fix bugs. If you look at the gameplay footage that has been trickling out over the past week or so, the bugs are still very present. So, either Ubisoft is woefully inept at fixing bugs, or there were so many bugs in the game originally that the damn thing was hardly even a video game. It was just a bunch of bugs all slapped together into one piece of software. Or, and this is what is most likely, the actual delay of this title was to figure out a marketing strategy that they could use as a company to try to fool the normies, the cultural auto-intake crowd, into buying this game. I think it's obvious that Ubisoft has been doing everything in their power to simmer this controversy down. The marketing shift is extremely noticeable. There have been multiple pieces of marketing material, posters, and that sort of thing, which have either removed or minimized Yasuke. The story trailer from last week centered on Naoi in a big way. Yasuke just seems like a companion to her now, as Ubisoft does their best to salvage the situation and remain solvent in the face of all the massive customer blowback from all of their recent AAA flops. But I'm going to leave it there. What do you make of this rumor? Drop your thoughts into the comment section below, and we will talk there. Thanks for watching, me hearties. If you haven't already, your Admiral is inviting you to subscribe to the channel and become a part of the crew. Life as a space pirate may not be glamorous, but there's always plenty of booty.